okay, it's difficult. But it was really cool that, and she changed, well, she allows the influence from Venezuelan girls and changed too much the makeup. Basically from nothing to too much. And I said, come on, who was the idiot? Particular woman, Venezuelan, I know who did that. It was so obvious. But because the other girls did not allow that. Well, I want to see the pregnancy. I think this is the related to the this say that the persons who born poor does not die poor.
Oh.
It's easy to move.
Yeah.
But in this country, look,
you always stay poor.
You see? Look, this is embarrassing. This is not nice. But look at.
So why are there so less countries than there were on the other statistics?
I think I can remember that, or let's take a look. They explain that they.
Maybe they just don't.
Figure 12.1. It say this. Let's see. Using large.
Only 8 countries.
Okay, they don't have data. Yeah, I am really interested in that because that tells you which countries are really the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
It's not USA.
Not USA, no,
it's
not
USA.
the land of the dreams.
No, it's the opposite. And they talk about that, and they are British.
It's not the American dream, that's...
I think they say really nice in this. It's really fun also, it's not so boring or whatever. I think it's in this or in this. Polite society. Education. Look, education can enhance their advantages.
Yeah.
They pass this to the children. Swedish, you were talking about that. Succeeding in school and work.
Yeah.
Good marriages. High paying. Elite become established. Okay. And they talk about the land of the freedom. And very easy to find the bicycle reaction. I did not remember that. No.
You read a lot, but you have a lot of books.
No, I don't read. I really do not read a lot. But I remember this. It was so cool. I think it's in this side. Oh. Yeah, basically the poor are really concentrated. And there is a lot of isolation. I did not see that so much here in Sweden. There is not so much isolation between poor and...
Yeah.
It's more mixed. Sometimes you cannot distinguish it.
Sometimes in the areas where you live, it's a little bit isolated, but not the social people you deal with.
Socioeconomic.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So maybe you live in a poor area, semi-poor area, but then at the same time you're at school and at work, or in social, social areas that it's more mixed.
Yeah, I see that.
So even though if you live in a poor area, you can still be at school with less poor people and mix in their social.
Well, I have that feeling, and also I see it. It's like that. But in UK, I went to London.
You have like also poor school. Like you live in a poor area and you go to a poor school, and
everything, the stores, the persons, the language, and I did not see that here. I do not see that here. I did not see it in Norway, in Sweden. Neither in Norway, neither in Sweden. There are hidden poverty, but it's not a big trouble.
But probably the difference is bigger when there is more difference between poor and rich.
Yeah.
Like in the
That
Netherlands, maybe this is the difference, and in USA, this is the difference, and
It's
so it's
so-
harder to get from there to there.
Yeah, and it's like separate. It's a bad feeling. That is the basic of the book of this.
Cool. It's interesting.
That it's really hard life to have many difference or huge differences.
So we all have to go to Sweden or Japan.
That is really.
But
and,
in Japan, there's a lot of suicides and a lot of depressed
Good.
people.
Good that you're talking about that. Yeah.
But they are kind of isolated, and there is a big difference. Like they're all working, and there's
Yeah.
not a social life
Uh-huh.
left.
Okay.
So maybe within a few years, those statistics will change.
Yeah,
What
you
do
are
you think?
looking like you want another information, something that is missing. And
Yeah.
that is not missing, but they don't talk about that here.
Yeah.
But I found these two persons.
But maybe it's kind of new.
Yeah.
It's
It's
evolving.
really polemic, that topic. These two persons, Richard and Kay, they work together and they mentioned this in a YouTube conference that I
Okay.
found. And it's really nice, and they talk about that because somebody questioned that during the
Yeah.
conference. And the answer was that they don't know exactly why, but in those countries, lower the inequality, higher the suicide statistics.
Yeah.
And what they think is there is a hidden violence that make it withdraw the person in storage, and then because there is no violence where they can use that internal violence, they have to do it
Yeah.
on themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Maybe.
there is no violence
Yeah.
outside, not like in other countries. And there is something in particular.
They can go to
in
the
Japan.
gym and punch a bag or something instead of
I think they do,
Use-
but I don't know.
use violence on
Well,
themselves.
I
But
don't know.
yeah,
But Japan, okay, but
I understand. what you
according
mean.
to that, there are suicides also in Sweden, in proportion, percentage is high. But I wonder why happens that here in Netherlands. I had a colleague, I did not talk to him never, but he
Yeah.
killed himself working in map lithography, and nobody knows exactly, and he was apparently high motivated, and that struck me or made me think what happened.
Yeah.
Do you know about statistics or some person who has a family member who killed himself?
I have a friend who, I don't know, maybe killed himself, but he had a drug overdose. But it's not sure
Yeah, that is
what's the
difficult.
cause, if he did it to himself or if it was bad drugs.
Yeah,
But he wanted, like he was talking about dying, and he didn't want to live. So
he's
like
saying,
he was suicidal, but if he committed suicide is not clear. But he was suicidal for a few years already.
Yeah, the thought, the thing.
But that had to do with yeah, he was gay, and he didn't feel accepted by his father and by a little bit by society.
That is really hard,
And
only
he-
for that.
Yeah, and well, he came in this circle of drugs and gay scene, and he was just not happy. So it didn't have to do with work or income or anything.
Well, I think it's never that in the case of the person committing suicide, because there are in the whole spectrum of economics, in really poor, really rich,
Yeah, that's true.
It's
It's
something
something
else.
deeper.
something for me it's not so deeper, because I think I understand it, I feel it, because it's like the particular situation of the person, how he's growing up, and you just tell it very clear, explicit. He did not feel well accepted.
Yeah.
He did not feel accepted even for the caregiving,
Yeah.
his own
Yeah.
parent, and he even say out loud the signals, but nobody could help him.
Could help him, and he didn't want, or maybe
Uh-huh.
people tried to help him,
Uh-huh.
but he didn't really want it.
He.
Yeah, he didn't really
Like,
want to get help.
I don't want help.
Yeah.
Well, what I think or feel is that I observe that in that situation the person is in so much pain that cannot find another person with similar pain.
Yeah.
And even with so much pain you cannot see the help the other person is giving to you. And also you
And he
feel
doesn't
like
feel understood.
understood.
Yeah. So even if people want to help him, and no one can understand him.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it. So I wonder what happened also with his friends. I'm sure there were few, but what happened? They pushing away, they
Yeah.
tried. Yeah, they like.
No. He pushed his friends away.
Okay, I
So,
get it.
but then in the end, it's really hard when. It's the same for me. At the end I felt, should I have done more to help him?
That is inevitable.
But if like he keeps pushing people away and you try not to let it happen, but after 5 years or something,
You get
he
that.
keeps pushing away, then it's hard to still put the effort and the energy in.
Yeah.
If somebody else doesn't want it or anything, and at the same time, because he was a little bit of a drug addict, he took money from friends and never returned it. So then
The
he
friends
pushes
gave
people.
very well.
Yeah, the friends. Even if I said you don't get any money from me, and if you wanna buy food or anything or drink,
Yeah.
then we go to the shop together, and I pay it for you, but you don't get my money because you
I
will
did
use it
that
for something else.
a few
And
times.
then he gets angry at me because I won't give him the money. You see, so
I saw
it's
that it happened to me.
yeah. So that's hard to keep being friends with someone who cares about his addiction, or like he uses people and he pushes people away, and then not everybody takes the same effort to stay friends or to stay
For a long period.
to keep helping. So when you have like 20 friends, some friends step back within 1 year, and some friends step back within 2 years, and then people take more distance.
Yeah.
And when he keeps pushing people away, and when he keeps doing bad things to himself or to the people surrounding him, then it's really hard to still stay close after 5 years of like trying to help or get pushed away or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Some people don't give up that easy, but maybe he gave up on himself already, and
I
yeah.
think, it's not about that. I understand that. For many things that happened to me, and also reading, and it's not so much about that. It's about his own pain, and the threshold is really high, and also the pain, literally emotional and physical. And I'm sure he told you some physical pains also. I'm sure. I don't know, maybe lack of sleep and headaches, and maybe in the abdominal pressure or like tension. Did he tell something about that? Physical pains, physical complaints.
Yeah, well, for headaches it's true, and then
Uh-huh.
also like stomach pain probably.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay. So
Most
try to
likely.
imagine the pain you have with
emotional pain.
the menstrual cycle. That kind of pain in the abdomen. the pressure when
Yeah.
you have, oh, it's going to become now, and it's cyclical. So try to extend it every day of your life for 5 years continuously. And also try to imagine the pain you have when, I don't know, you have surgery sometime, or no surgery.
Yeah.
That pain and constant, and it's physical, and it drains your sleep. That happens, and also on top of that is the emotional. There is we don't know exactly how to fade it away.
Yeah.
Or
It's
calm it
kind
down.
of chronic emotional.
I really don't know. It's difficult. I mean, if you have emotional pain, it's difficult. It takes time. Like the average is 2 years. For example, when your father died, or the grandmother, it takes 2 years more or less, or a breakup, or
Yeah.
relationship, and so it's like double or 4 times the time it takes you for recovering a surgery, a cancer, whatever, because you do the surgery and recover in 6 months. I have the abdominal hernia and I recover after surgery, good,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 months gradually. But the emotional pain,
Takes longer.
2 years is heavy.
Yeah.
So I can understand a little, and the drugs, the gay, the abusing, he did not feel accepted himself. He cannot express also.
No. And it's like a visual circle
It is.
that he comes in, and it's hard to get out. If it's only the emotional pain or
Heavy.
not psycho things, like psychological
Yeah.
things, then maybe you get help or you find help, and slowly it gets better. But then on top of that, there will come the drugs addict or the like alcohol or any, and then you lose your job, and then it gets bigger and bigger instead of yeah, and then it seems like impossible to get out.
And he was working.
He lost his work because he didn't show up anymore. He came late at work. He stole money from work.
Wow.
So yeah,
What was the work? The kind of work?
he first worked at the ski slope, and then
Over there.
yeah, and in the shop.
In
A ski shop? Yeah.
Okay.
And we have a shop as well inside. But then my boss, he came late and he was sick, calling in sick more often. And then my boss noticed there was something wrong, so he went for sick leave. He get paid and get sick leave, but they told him to go to the shrink once a week. And
What
first
is-
he went.
What is that? The shrink.
The shrink, like psychologist, yeah.
Therapeutic.
Yeah, therapist. So he gets sick leave and still get paid. So he was on sick leave from work,
Jeez.
and work made sure, or like the, Arbo doctor.
I know.
Yeah,
I went
made
one time.
Oh yeah.
I had to.
He made sure that he was going to a psychologist.
Excellent.
But then after a while he didn't show up at the psychologist, and it's not obligated. He has to do it himself. But then they
Yeah.
said if you don't go to the psychologist, we can't keep paying you for the job if you don't want to recover. So then there was no other option than fire him from the job,
Yeah, and they
because he
called
wasn't open to get better. And then he had another job and another ski shop in another place, and he was there for 4 years, I guess. It was going okay.
Yeah.
But then even there he showed late, and he called in sick, and then there he stole money.
Yeah.
So not with us, but there he starts when people paid for their stuff in the shop. He took away the cash
Yeah.
from the
Taking care of
register.
the stuff
Yeah,
when the person is buying.
yeah,
Wow. Wow. And he also drink alcohol. for example, going to the
Yeah.
discotheque.
Yeah, and that's where it started. He went out and drank a lot, and then he came.
That's why I am
Because-
afraid of that. I mean, drinking or getting hooked.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But first, when he did all this